All right, so you're thinking about maybe becoming a nurse in Germany.
Oh, very cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But I bet you're staring at just a mountain of information right now and probably feeling just a little overwhelmed.
Definitely.
You know, visa applications and language requirements,
Yeah.
figuring out this whole Anerkennung thing.
Right.
It's enough to make anyone's head spin.
For sure.
So that's why we are here to help.
Totally.
We're diving deep
Yes.
into the ultimate guide to nurse interview preparation for German hospitals.
Great source.
So you can walk into that interview feeling totally prepped and ready to just impress.
You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
Information overload is a real problem.
Yeah.
And when it comes to something as important as a job interview,
Right.
knowing what to focus on is key.
Absolutely.
And this deep dive will equip you with the essential knowledge you need
Perfect.
to ace that German nursing interview.
This guide, by the way, comes from Destination Germany, which is an organization that specializes in guiding international nurses through this whole process of working in Germany.
Makes sense.
And get this, they say thousands of highly skilled nurses fail interviews.
Wow.
Not because they lack the nursing, the skills,
Right.
but because they just don't know what German hospitals are really looking for.
Interesting.
It's kind of like a hidden curriculum.
Yeah, it is.
Right.
It's not just about your clinical skills.
Uh-huh.
German hospitals want to see a well-rounded individual who's not only competent, but also a good fit for their specific environment.
So let's break down the secret code.
Okay, let's do it.
What are these German hospitals really after when they interview international nurses?
We're looking for 4 key things.
Okay.
First, a strong grasp of the German language,
Makes sense.
at least a B2 level,
Okay.
which means you can handle everyday conversations, explain procedures to patients, understand their concerns, and participate in team discussions, all in German. Think about it. Clear communication is essential for patient safety and building trust with colleagues.
Right. So it's like you could be the best nurse in the world,
Exactly.
but if you can't communicate effectively in German,
Yeah,
it's going to be tough to do your job well.
for sure.
What's the second thing they're looking for?
It's your professional background and knowledge.
Okay.
Obviously, your resume is important, but it's also how you present that experience.
Right.
German employers want to see how you articulate your skills
Yeah.
and connect them to what the hospital needs.
Okay.
We'll dig into specific interview questions later.
Got it.
But remember, this is your chance to showcase your expertise
Okay.
and passion for nursing.
So it's about telling the story of your career in a way.
Exactly
That
right.
resonates with them.
Yes.
What about the third thing?
This one is about showing you're genuinely invested in Germany.
Okay.
Not just looking for any job. Why Germany? Why this hospital?
Right.
What do you know about the culture? And the work-life balance there.
Makes sense.
German hospitals are known for their patient-centric approach.
Yeah.
So when they see you've researched their specialties, it shows you're truly invested in their mission.
Ah, I see. So it's like showing up for a first date,
Yeah,
having actually read their profile.
exactly.
You've done your homework,
Yes,
and it makes a good impression.
it does.
Right. Right. What's that fourth element they're looking for?
Confidence in communication skills.
Okay.
Specifically in a formal setting. You might have all the knowledge in the world,
Right.
but if you can't communicate it clearly and confidently,
Yeah.
it won't matter.
I see.
Remember, you're not just conveying information. You're making a connection.
Is that human element, right?
Exactly.
Showing them who you are,
Yes.
why you're passionate about nursing,
Uh-huh.
and why you would be a fantastic addition to their team.
Yes.
I think a lot of people probably get nervous
Yeah,
about interviews, especially in a different language.
absolutely. Nerves are normal.
Yeah.
But the guide emphasizes that thorough research can actually boost your confidence.
That's interesting.
When you know about the city, the hospital, the recent achievements,
Uh-huh.
it gives you a sense of control
Okay.
and helps you tailor your answers to what they care about.
Research. So it's not just about prepping for potential questions.
No, it's not.
It's also about like calming your nerves
Uh-huh.
and making informed decisions too.
Exactly. Think about it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you want to know about the cost of living in a new city?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The lifestyle it offers, how easy it is to get around.
Right.
This city research helps you decide if this move aligns with your personal goals.
Moving to a new country is a huge decision.
Absolutely.
So doing your homework on the city just makes a lot of sense.
For sure.
But what about researching the hospital itself?
Okay.
What kind of things should we be looking into?
It's all about finding the right fit.
Okay.
Is the hospital a massive teaching facility or a smaller, specialized clinic? What are their key areas of focus?
Yeah.
And what types of patients do they serve?
Right. Okay.
This hospital research can help you tailor your answers
I see.
and highlight the experiences that are most relevant to them.
So we're painting a picture of ourselves that fits their canvas.
Exactly.
And I bet digging into their website is a goldmine of information.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Look for recent news achievements.
Mm-hmm.
Any new departments or initiatives they've launched. This gives you talking points for the interview.
Right.
And shows you've gone the extra mile to understand their current priorities.
So we're showing them we're not just interested in any nursing job.
Yeah.
We're specifically interested in their hospital. I like it.
Good.
But how does this research actually play out in an interview?
Okay, good question.
Can you give us an example?
Let's say you're applying to Universitätsklinikum Freiburg,
Okay.
a well-known university hospital. A typical question might be, why do you want to work at Universitätsklinikum Freiburg?
Right.
A poorly prepared answer might be, oh, it seems like a nice hospital.
Yeah, that's not going to win any points.
Right. But a well-researched answer could be something like,
Okay.
I'm impressed by Universitätsklinikum Freiburg's reputation as a leading research hospital with over 15,000 employees and a focus on scientific advancement.
Wow.
It seems like the ideal environment to grow professionally and contribute my nursing skills.
That's so much better.
Right.
You've demonstrated that you've actually looked into the hospital, you understand its strengths, and you've connected it to your own career goals.
Exactly. That's the kind of impression that makes you stand out from the crowd.
Okay. Research is officially on my to-do list.
Good.
But what about the dreaded self-introduction?
Oh, yeah.
How do you make those first few seconds count?
Right.
Especially in German.
Think of it as your 30-second spotlight to shine. The guide provides a great format that covers all the essential points.
Perfect.
It goes like this, and I'll say it in German first, then translate.
Okay.
Mein Name is your name. Ich bin your age, Jahre alt. Ich komme aus your country.
Okay.
Ich habe an der University Krankenpflege studiert. Derzeit arbeite ich als Krankenschwester in your current hospital mit number of beds.
Wow.
Ich verbringe gerne Zeit mit your hobbies und interessiere mich für your interests.
So you're basically giving them a snapshot of who you are.
Exactly.
Name, age, where you're from, your educational background, your current work experience, and a touch of your personal interests.
Yeah.
It's concise, it's informative, and it gives them a glimpse beyond your nursing credentials.
Precisely.
Yeah.
But don't just memorize it like a robot.
Right.
Practice it until it feels natural and confident.
Okay.
You want to sound engaging, not like you're reciting a script.
Yeah, no one wants to sound like a robot.
No.
Especially not in a job interview.
For sure.
I'm picturing myself practicing in front of the mirror, trying to nail that confident tone.
You and everyone else.
Right.
But honestly, the more you practice, the smoother it will become.
Yeah.
And that confidence will shine through when you're face-to-face with the interviewers.
So research and self-introduction are in the bag.
Good.
But what about the actual interview questions?
Oh, right.
That's what I'm really nervous about.
Yeah.
Is there any way to prepare for the curveballs they might throw our way?
Yeah, for sure. Welcome back to our deep dive.
Okay.
We've already talked about what German hospitals are looking for in international nurses.
Right.
The importance of research.
Yeah.
And how to nail that self-introduction.
Absolutely.
Now let's get down to the nitty-gritty.
Okay.
Those interview questions.
Yeah.
That can feel a bit intimidating.
I know we can't predict every single question.
Right.
But is there a way to at least get a sense of what they might ask?
Absolutely. The guide breaks down typical interview questions into three main categories.
Okay.
Work experience, medical knowledge.
Got it.
And motivation and adaptability.
Makes sense.
We're going to explore each category.
Okay.
Looking at specific questions and discussing strategies to help you craft impactful answers.
Okay. That makes sense. It's like having a sneak peek into the interviewer's playbook.
Exactly.
So let's start with work experience.
Okay.
What kind of questions fall into this category?
They'll want to get a good understanding of your day-to-day responsibilities.
Okay.
They might ask something like, Beschreiben Sie Ihren typischen Arbeitstag im Krankenhaus.
Okay.
Which means, describe your typical workday in the hospital.
So it's not just about listing your job title.
No, it's not.
They want to hear about your actual workflow.
Yes.
And how you manage your time. It's about showing them you can handle the daily demands of the job.
Right.
What other types of questions might they ask about work experience?
They might ask about challenges you faced in your previous role and how you overcame them.
Oh, yeah. I think everyone gets nervous about those.
Yeah.
Tell me about a time you face a challenge. Questions.
For sure.
Any tips on how to answer them effectively?
It's not just about describing the problem.
Okay.
It's about showcasing your actions and highlighting the positive outcome. German employers value a proactive approach.
Yeah.
So demonstrate how you took initiative, thought on your feet, and found solutions even under pressure.
So turning a negative into a positive and showing that you can learn and grow from difficult situations.
Exactly.
That's a great tip.
Good.
What about teamwork?
Oh.
Is that something they might ask about?
Teamwork is absolutely essential in any healthcare environment.
Right.
So be prepared to discuss your teamwork skills.
Okay.
They might ask, wie würden Ihre Kollegen Ihre Teamfähigkeit beschreiben? Which translates to, how would your colleagues describe your teamwork skills?
Oh, that one seems like it would be tough to answer on the spot.
Yeah, it can be.
How do you recommend approaching this type of question?
It's all about giving concrete examples.
Okay.
Instead of just saying, I'm a team player, think about specific situations where you had to collaborate with colleagues, resolve conflicts, or work together towards a common goal.
Yeah.
Use those real-life stories to illustrate your ability to communicate effectively.
Okay.
Support your team members and contribute to a positive work environment.
Stories are so powerful.
They are.
They make your answers come alive and help the interviewers remember you.
Right.
What about leadership experience?
Okay.
Is that something they typically ask about even for nursing positions?
Even if you haven't had a formal leadership role,
All right, okay.
they might be interested in your potential.
I see.
A question they might ask is, haben Sie Erfahrung in der Anleitung oder Schulung anderer Pflegekräfte? Which means, do you have experience in guiding or training other nurses?
So even if I haven't been a charge nurse or a preceptor, I can still highlight situations where I've mentored others or shared my knowledge with colleagues.
Exactly. Think about times when you've explained procedures to new nurses, helped them adjust to the unit, or provided guidance to less experienced staff.
Right.
These experiences demonstrate leadership qualities.
Got it.
Even without a formal title.
That's good to know. It's all about framing your experiences in a way that highlights those transferable skills.
Yes.
So we've covered work experience questions from daily responsibilities and challenges to teamwork and leadership.
Yes.
What about the second category, medical knowledge?
They'll want to make sure you have a solid understanding of basic nursing principles and can apply that knowledge in practical situations.
Right.
They're not trying to trick you with obscure medical terminology.
Right. Okay.
But they want to see that you can think critically and make sound clinical judgments.
So it's less about memorizing facts and more about showing them you can think like a nurse.
Yes.
What are some examples of medical knowledge questions they might ask?
A common question is, wie beurteilen Sie den Zustand eines Patienten, der über Schmerzen klagt? Which translates to, how do you assess the condition of a patient complaining of pain?
Okay.
They're looking for a systematic approach to assessment. Gathering information, asking the right questions, performing a physical exam, and interpreting the findings to make informed decisions about patient care.
Right. It's about showing them you have a process. You don't just jump to conclusions.
Exactly.
What other types of medical knowledge questions might come up?
They might ask about specific nursing interventions.
Okay.
Like, welche Maßnahmen ergreifen Sie bei einem Patienten mit Fieber? Which means, what measures do you take for a patient with a fever?
Okay, so they're testing your knowledge of basic nursing care.
Yeah.
Prioritizing patient needs and understanding infection control principles, all essential stuff.
Exactly. And they might even ask you to describe a specific procedure or technique, like inserting an IV line.
So being able to explain common nursing procedures in detail is important. Yeah. It's like showing them, you know, your stuff and can handle the hands-on aspects of the job.
Precisely. Don't forget to mention any experience you have.
Okay.
With specific equipment or technologies relevant to your field.
Right.
If you've worked with ventilators, infusion pumps, or any specialized monitoring systems, Be ready to discuss your knowledge and experience with those devices.
It's all about connecting your skills and experience to what they're looking for.
For sure.
Okay, so we've tackled work experience and medical knowledge. What about the third category, motivation and adaptability?
Right.
This one seems a bit more personal.
You're right. These questions are designed to understand your reasons for choosing Germany, your knowledge of the culture, and your willingness to adapt to a new work environment.
I see.
It's about showing them that you're not just looking for a job. You're looking to build a life in Germany.
I can see why that would be important to them.
Yeah.
They want to make sure you're in it for the long haul, not just a temporary adventure.
Right.
What kind of questions should we expect in this category?
One of the first questions you're likely to encounter is, Warum haben Sie sich für eine Karriere in Deutschland entschieden? Which means, why did you choose a career in Germany?
Okay, so it's about going beyond the obvious, like the job market or salary.
Yeah.
And share your personal motivations.
Right. Yeah.
What kind of things would impress German employers?
Be specific and genuine.
Okay.
Mention any personal connections you have to Germany. Aspects of the culture that appeal to you. Or professional goals that you believe you can achieve there.
Right.
Do you admire Germany's commitment to work-life balance? The focus on patient-centered care? Or perhaps the opportunity to specialize in a particular area of nursing.
Okay.
Connecting your personal aspirations to what Germany offers demonstrates a thoughtful and well-informed decision.
It's about showing them you're not just coming for a job, you're coming for a life.
Exactly.
That's really powerful.
Good.
What about the German healthcare system?
Okay.
Is that something they might ask about?
Definitely, they might ask, was wissen Sie über das deutsche Gesundheitssystem?
Okay.
Which means, what do you know about the German healthcare system?
I bet a lot of people get stumped by that question.
Yeah, probably.
What do they really want to know?
They want to see that you've done your research.
Okay.
And have a basic understanding of how the system works. You don't need to be a policy expert.
Right.
But you should be familiar with the key players, the roles of different healthcare professionals, and how patients experience the system.
Yeah.
Showing awareness of the context you'll be working in.
I see.
Demonstrates that you're taking this seriously.
So it's about showing them that you've done your homework.
Exactly.
And you're not coming in blind.
Right.
It makes sense. What about cultural adaptation?
Okay.
How do they typically assess that in an interview?
They might ask something like, Wie bereiten Sie sich auf die kulturellen Unterschiede in Deutschland vor?
Okay.
Which translates to, how are you preparing for the cultural differences in Germany?
So it's not enough to just say, oh, yeah, I know the culture is different.
They want to see that you're actively preparing.
Right.
And have a plan to adapt to a new way of life.
Exactly. Mentioning specific things you're doing to prepare.
Yes.
Like learning the language, reading about German customs and traditions, or connecting with people who have experience living in Germany.
Yeah, those are all great things to do.
Shows that you're proactive and committed to making this transition successful.
Exactly.
Those are great tips. So these motivation and adaptability questions are all about going beyond your resume and allowing them to see who you are as a person, your values, your aspirations, and your willingness to embrace a new culture.
Exactly. Remember, these questions are not about finding the right answers.
Right.
They're about giving the interviewers a glimpse into your personality, your motivations, and how well you'll fit into their team and their culture.
Yeah.
It's about building a connection.
This has been incredibly helpful.
Good. I'm glad.
We've explored those tough interview questions and shared strategies for crafting impactful answers.
Right.
But before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, is there anything else we should keep in mind when preparing for those questions?
Practice, practice, practice.
Okay.
The more you rehearse your answers,
right,
the smoother and more confident you'll sound during the interview.
Yeah.
Also be yourself.
Yeah.
They want to get to know the real you, not a rehearsed version. And don't be afraid to ask questions yourself.
Asking questions is such a good point.
It is.
It shows that you're engaged, curious, and taking the initiative to learn more about the hospital and the role.
Yes.
What kinds of questions should we be asking them?
Ask questions that demonstrate your interest.
Okay.
In the hospital, the team, and the specific role.
Right.
You could ask about professional development opportunities. The team's approach to patient care.
Yeah.
Or the possibilities for specialization within the department.
Okay.
It's about showing them that you're thinking long-term and envisioning yourself as part of their team.
great suggestions. Asking thoughtful questions not only makes you look good,
Right.
but it also gives you valuable insights into the work environment and the team dynamics. It's a win-win.
Exactly. An interview is a two-way street.
Yeah.
It's your chance to assess
Right.
if the hospital is the right fit for you.
Right. So?
Just as they're assessing if you're the right fit for them.
Okay. We've covered a lot of ground in this part of our deep dive.
We have.
Exploring those tough interview questions and giving you strategies to handle them like a pro.
Yes.
But hold on tight, because in part 3, we're diving into the practicalities of interview prep, from what to wear to how to follow up afterwards.
Good.
Get ready to nail that interview
and
land your dream job in Germany.
That's right.
Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into German nursing interview prep. I feel like we've covered everything from what German hospitals are looking for to how to handle those tricky interview questions.
Right.
Now let's talk about the finishing touches.
Okay.
Those practical details that can really make a difference.
It's like getting ready for a big performance.
Yeah.
You've practiced your lines.
Yeah.
You know your cues.
Right.
But you also need to make sure your costume fits.
Yeah.
And you've got the right props ready.
Exactly. So let's start with the basics.
Okay.
What should you wear to a German nursing interview? I'm picturing a super formal business suit, but is that really necessary?
German work culture tends to be more formal than some other countries.
Okay.
But you don't need to show up in a full-on power suit.
Right.
The key is to project professionalism while still feeling comfortable and confident.
So what's the sweet spot between, business and I can actually breathe in this outfit?
Think neat, tidy, and well-fitting.
Okay.
A pair of slacks or a skirt paired with a blouse or button-down shirt is always a good choice.
All right.
A blazer can add a touch of formality, but it's not a must-have.
Got it.
And make sure your shoes are clean, professional, and comfortable.
No sneakers or scrubs for this occasion.
Right.
What about accessories? Are those?
Okay. Keep it simple and understated.
Okay.
A watch, a necklace, or a pair of earrings are fine. But avoid anything too flashy or distracting. You want the focus to be on you and what you have to say, not your bling.
Right.
And remember, German hospitals are all about hygiene.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So skip the strong perfumes or colognes.
Good point. So we've got the outfit sorted.
Okay.
What about interview materials? What should we bring along?
Always bring several copies of your resume.
Okay.
And any relevant certificates or diplomas, even if you've already sent them electronically.
Right.
Having those physical copies shows you're organized and prepared.
Okay.
A notepad and pen are also essential for jotting down important information or questions that pop up during the interview.
It's all about showing them you're on top of things.
For sure.
Okay, so we've got our outfit, our materials, and our game face on.
Ready.
Any advice on how to handle those pre-interview jitters?
Remember, they've invited you for an interview.
Yeah.
Because they're interested in you.
Okay.
They see something in your application that's sparked their curiosity. Focus on all the preparation you've done. Review your notes.
Right.
And practice your answers out loud.
Practice is key, right?
Exactly.
It's like that saying, the more you sweat in training, the less you bleed in battle.
And don't underestimate the power of visualization.
Oh, okay.
Take some time to imagine yourself walking into that interview feeling confident and answering those questions with ease.
I love that idea. It's like giving yourself a mental pep talk.
Yes. A positive attitude can make a world of difference.
Right.
Walk in there with a smile, be enthusiastic, and let your genuine personality shine through.
Okay, so we've nailed the interview.
Right.
We wowed them with our answers. What about after the interview?
Right.
Is there anything we should do to follow up?
A thank you note is always a good idea.
Okay.
A short email thanking them for their time reinforces your interest and leaves a positive final impression.
So a quick email expressing our appreciation and reiterating our interest in the position. Should we wait a certain amount of time before sending that thank you, or is sooner better?
Aim to send it within 24 hours of the interview.
Okay.
That way it's still fresh in their minds.
Got it. Short, sweet, and within 24 hours.
Yes.
What if we don't hear back right away? How long should we wait before following up? I don't want to seem too pushy, but I also don't want them to forget about me.
It's perfectly fine to follow up a week or two.
Okay.
After the interview, if you haven't heard back, keep the tone polite and simply inquire about the timeline for their decision.
So patience and persistence are key.
Yes. And even if this particular opportunity doesn't work out, remember, every interview is a learning experience.
That's so important to remember. Each interview, whether you get the job or not, helps you refine your skills, become more comfortable with the process, and gain valuable insights that you can apply to future interviews.
So true. And who knows, maybe someday you'll be on the other side of the table, interviewing nurses to join your team in Germany.
Now that would be amazing.
It would.
Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into German nursing interview prep.
Yes.
We've covered a lot of ground, from understanding what German hospitals are looking for to navigating the interview process with confidence.
And most importantly, we've highlighted the power of preparation.
Absolutely.
With the right mindset, thorough research, and dedicated practice, you can walk into that interview feeling empowered and ready to shine.
Exactly. You've got the skills, the passion, and the drive. Now go out there and make those German nursing dreams a reality.
Good luck.
We're cheering you on every step of the way.